Hey guys, welcome to the AddMeGamers channel. Today I'm going to be actually discussing the player tips and FAQs for Path of Exiles, just the basic stuff that you new players and maybe one of you old players might still not know. So the basics of course is you left click, you do move around. Now when you actually also left click on your actual, you can say hotkeys here, you can actually get to change it, you can set it to anything you want. So if you left click on these actual bottom right hotkey slots, you can actually change that as well. Now if you use Alt, it will if you push Alt, it'll show actually all the items on the ground, sockets, gears and chests and etc. It'll show all that stuff. So as you see, I hit Alt and I can see the actual waypoint name. Now if I had items on the ground, let's just throw my glove down. Drop, let's just kill this guy. So I did drop it on the ground, and if I hit Alt, you see it does pop up all the items on the ground. So again, that is something good to know. Now, if you hold Shift, you'll actually disable movements. So for example, if I'm trying to move somewhere and I hold Shift, I can continue attacking while I hold Shift, so that's pretty cool if you don't want to move there, because otherwise when you left click somewhere you actually end up going there. But if you keep your hands on Shift, you actually stay there and you just keep attacking, so that's pretty cool, in case you guys didn't know that. Now of course the tab shows you the minimap. As you do see the minimap here, it did pop up. Now the actual normal keys, the arrow keys on your keyboard, move the map around, so that's pretty good to know in case you didn't know that. You know, that might be sometimes frustrating. Now again, you can enable a minimap of this on the top right side of your actual screen in the options menu. So if you go to the options, you go to UI, show corner map, and you click on, and you click save, close, and you remove it, and there it is. There's your corner map. So that's also pretty cool in terms of not opening the tab all the damn time. Now most of the keys of course can be reconfigured in the options. So if you do go to the options, you can change the actual keys to anything you want. So that's pretty useful in case you do want to customize it so you can be as efficient as possible. The keys for the flasks of course are between 1 all the way to 5. So if you push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your keyboard, you'll actually consume these flasks. Now the first mouse button, which is the left click, is the actual left click attack. The right click is the secondary. And then if you have the scroller, if you push the scroller down, you actually also get a third one. So it's preferable you have a mouse with an actual scroller that you can push down, so you can actually use the third button. Now O on the keyboard opens the options control panel, and C opens the characters control panel. S of course opens the social panel, and F opens the contact page panel, but that isn't opening now. And I do presume L opens the ladder panel, and that also isn't currently working. Now I of course opens the inventory. U opens the quests, so that's pretty cool. You can obviously switch between the different types of acts and then click on the actual quest. When you click on the quest, it actually shows you the path to go to. So for example, I'm here, but when I was in town and I click on the quest, it gives you like a golden line path, so you know where you need to go to complete those quests. So keep that in mind. Now if we go back to our character, you can actually equip 2 weapons to the character, 2 different types of weapons, not armor only weapons. You have a 2 tab here, so if you click the 2 tab, you can only give him another pair of weapons. Now you can quickly switch to that pair by pressing X. So if I hit X, you see it switches automatically. So that's pretty cool in case you do have 2 separate types of weapons to deal with different things. So keep that in mind. Now to quickly move an item from your inventory to the stash or a vendor, you can hit Control and click the actual item. So let's test that out. Now I'm going to the actual
you getting by
vendor, and if I'm gonna hit, let's put this here for example, if I'm gonna hold Control, oh yeah, I can't do that while I'm within the vendor, so let's do it out of the vendor. And then let's hit Control and then left click the actual item. It automatically moves it there. Now of course the same principle applies in terms of moving it to your stash as well. So this sort of cuts down the whole need of dragging and dropping the item from your inventory to the actual vendor and vice versa. So that's pretty cool. That'll cut down quite a lot of time in terms of that. Now you can of course hit Control and left click the actual waypoint, and this actually gives you the ability to select if you'd want to re-enter some area. So there you go, hold on. So I did open it now, and let's say I do want to go here, so I'm going to hit control and then I'm going to left click it, and then you have the option of restarting the area again. So like that I can obviously farm the area again. So that's pretty cool to know. Again, you hold down control and you actually left click the location itself. Now for splitting stacks you need to hold down shift, and shift you click the stack. So for example here I have a stack of 40, so I'm going to put it here, I'm going to hold down shift and left click the stack, and then I can select how much I want to split the stack to. And there we go, we have two different types of splits stack, so that's also pretty cool. Now if you hold Alt while mousing over an item, it'll of course bring a side-by-side comparison with all your current gear equipped. So for example I have this glove and I want to compare it to this glove, so if I hold Alt it compares it to the glove I already have. Of course if the item's in your inventory, the same principle applies. You hold Alt and you'll see your item, and you'll see beside it the item that you currently equip. So like that you can quickly compare stuff to it. Now within the chat window, if you have your chat window open and you want to share an item, let's say with people anywhere on the globe or on the trade or wherever the hell you want to do it, what you're going to do is you're going to hold Control Alt and then click the item to link it to the chat window. So let's open up my inventory and then open up my chat window, and I want to share this one. So I'm going to be doing Control Alt and left click the actual item, and here it goes. It gets popped up down here, and then I can just send it off to the chat in case somebody wants to trade with me. So that's actually pretty useful. Now if you right click on a player's name in the chat window, you'll have the option to be able to whisper and do all kinds of stuff. So let's right click on him, you add him as friend, invite to party, whisper to player, ignore, report. So you can do all that stuff when you actually right click on him. So that's pretty useful. I would presume you guys might want to do that as well. Now if you press Control Enter, you'll reply to the most recent whisper. Now whisper's in pink, so if I do get a whisper it'll be completely in pink. And if I hit actually Control Enter, which nothing happens now, I'll automatically reply to the most recent whisper. So that's good in case you don't want to waste your time going through the actual chat log and seeing who whispered to you, so you whisper back. It's just Control and Enter, and then you whisper automatically back to the last whisper that you got. Now of course Shift Enter, you'll talk to the globe itself. So Shift and Enter, you'll talk to the globe itself, or just Enter. Enter works as well now. So that is fine. There are some chat commands available, like for example if you type help in, you get a list of all the commands. So if I put /help, you'll get all the stuff that you can do within the actual chat, you know, so that's pretty cool. You can obviously hit enter and then scroll up and you can see all the different stuff. So it's /ladder, that's how you get the ladder. There you go, there's the ladder, you know. So the actual hotkey for the ladder has been moved to an actual in-chat command now, so it might come back later on, who knows. Now if you press F8 you'll take a screenshot, of course. That'll be saved to your games, my games directory, and then Path of Exiles document. Now of course if you're taking screenshots to report a bug, don't forget to type /debug first, and then you hit enter, and then you take the screenshot, as it'll display some more info on the actual screenshot itself. Now of course if you press F1 it'll show the FPS, which is pretty cool actually. I can see my FPS here, latency 33, which isn't that bad. There's a spike, it does have a couple of spikes I noticed, but F1 shows you the actual latency per millisecond, and of course your FPS. My FPS is at 31, so that's fine so far. Now that's in regards to how to get all your information. Now of course if you hover over an item with a mouse cursor, so let's go over an item, any item, and we press Control and C, you'll copy all the actual info to your all the properties to your clipboard. So I'm gonna hit Control C, and now I have it copied to my clipboard. So I'm not gonna really show it to you now. If you close the game, or if you alt tab the game and you go to your clipboard or Word document and you just put Control V or paste, and you'll paste all the actual properties of the item. I might actually pop up a screenshot just to show you how it looks. Now the actual vendors items, they actually update every time you level up. So every time you do level up, make sure to check them out, because you never know what good new stuff they have. So let's take a look at the purchases. And here we have all of the actual items they have. Now again, keep in mind every time you level up it's gonna switch and change. So be sure to come back and take a look. You'd be surprised, they actually do sell quite a lot of decent stuff. Even remember, white items are very, very valuable, but that's a different story. We'll get to that later as well. It's actually a pretty good helm though, but I don't think it'll really intelligence and max life. Anyways, so you can actually you could be able to buy a bunch of cool stuff. As you see, we have the glass blowers bubble here as well. Now, in terms of attacking your enemies, left click your enemy to attack. Of course, WASD isn't movement. That just doesn't work in this game. So this is pretty much it for the first part in the actual FAQs and tips. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in part 2. Bye!